Hey guys, it's been the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today we have an open box video from PCGS, and I'm going to take a look at some coins here and see how they came back and see if we can learn together a little bit about grading. We've got some mid-century modern proofs coming up here that we can all kind of enjoy together and just talk about what we're seeing, maybe what we're not seeing. What we're seeing is a coin that is clearly not quite straight in the container, but you know, A for effort. And PCGS graded this coin as 67, this Franklin half dollar, 1955. I think really on this, you know, the first little group of coins in here are going to be some of these modern proofs for a customer. A few thoughts and comments. First of all, a little bit of a haze there that I think actually would look good if it was off the coin. But secondarily, kind of think that coin could get a cameo. Really nice looking coin. So a 67 is a pretty high grade for a proof. And so usually what you're looking at on that is, of course, on these proof coins, it's very easy to get lines across. So let's concentrate on just kind of like the fields at a sharper angle. You can see that the fields are very original and glossy, so to speak. And lots of times you get turning some of these proof coins around and you'll see hairlines pop up every which way. And lots of times that's a bad thing. So a proof 67, not a bad grade at all on that coin. Similarly, there is a 1955 dime, went for the all natural on this again. Also did not dip the coin at all, kept the original haze that's on the coin. And once again, you'll see a coin that has very original fields to it without any sort of hairline action or activity. And another proof 67 on that guy. So far, so good on the modern stuff. Now, sometimes some of you watched my videos on this stuff, and I'll tell you straight up that on higher grade proof coins, I'm not always certain exactly how to grade them. In other words, you know, there's a certain point at which it's very hard for me to distinguish a 6 from a 7 from an 8, which sounds strange, but what I'm saying by that is that there are certain coins where I could look at and say, oh yeah, that's definitely got a shot at being a 67 instead of a 66, or 68 instead of a 67. Like, I've seen enough of the coins. Although proof coins are out there everywhere and you can look at them, I still feel kind of like, what exactly do they look at to get the next grade up? I will say between this this nickel, 1955 nickel, and the dime and the half, this doesn't have the haze to it really, which is kind of a nicer attribute. I don't know that they look at that and they knock the coin a grade, but you know, maybe the coin looks nearly perfect, and 68 is pretty nearly perfect. The difficulty of the penny, the Lincoln cent. Once again, you've got a coin with very clean fields. Sometimes when you're looking at your coins, don't forget, it's actually very helpful to turn them at different angles. For whatever reason, the way your eye is trained, it will look at a coin differently when you look at it from a different angle. So instead of you looking at the design, which your eye is kind of locked into, your brain is, when you get it at a different angle, it starts to look at the surface quality and some of the different attributes of the coin, versus just staring it down and saying, what a pretty face. Proof 66 red, pretty good grade. I mean, on the proof coins, really getting reds on cents is not always that easy. And I think last but not least for this 55 set, we had the quarter. Similar to the other silver coins, it's got just a touch of the haze to it. Similar to the half dollar in that it has a touch of cameo to it, although I would never call this coin cameo. Proof 67 So for those of you who don't know, a cameo is when you have that black and white finish to the coin, to where the background, the fields, look dark or black, and the surfaces, the devices, as they call them, so your lettering and your face and your date, all have a white appearance, like an old school cameo, which was like usually on a brooch that a lady would wear. The darker it is, the more likely you're going to get that set up, get that designation. And they also have a deep cameo, which is one that's just like super, super bold. So I don't think that the quarter, in my opinion, would qualify for the cameo, but I did like that $50. I think that was a good one. Here we've got a couple bonus 1955 coins. This 1955 half. Once again, you can see the difference in quality just between the cameo, non-cameo discussion we were just having right now. This one's a proof 66, so we've got it a notch lower than the other one. And what you will see on this surface of this coin, at certain angles, you start to see just some slight hairlines pop up. They're very, very minor. But once again, the coin overall has a really nice glossy feel to it. And there's a little bit of some hairlines over here, it looks like. But overall, a very, very attractive coin. All right, we've got the 1956. Here's another one that just, you're hoping to get a cameo, but really the devices aren't quite strong enough. You can see it just a little bit, but I would not call this coin a cameo. Once again, if you turn the coin and look, you can start to see a little bit of hairlines or marks in front of the field, in front of Franklin's face. So they call this one a proof 65. Alrighty, and the Type 2, I think I have a video just on these guys. I hope I have a video just on these guys. Has to do with this, the engraving here on the eagle, and I think you literally have an extra wing style on here, but we'll save that for another day. Proof 65. So at least there's something here. You can kind of look and see a couple of those little marks in the right field. That helps you to distinguish between that 5 and that 6, and between the 6 and the 7. Okay, so next up I have a menagerie of 81S Morgan dollars. I had a couple tubes of these guys come in, and I thought, man, these guys are nice. I'm going to send them in. You know, this is the economy service, and it took us a long time to get them back. I was, you know, I think actually we had about a 7-week turnaround on this economy service. So not great, but better than it was. MS63, and of course, I would love all of my MS63 dollars to look like this coin. And the group had some coins that were like an end cap roll coin, which is what this one was. And this coin is less attractive as far as contact marks go. But for those of you who like this look, it has a lot of pretty dynamic color variations here behind this purple haze. It does have a lot of little contact marks, so you want to be able to look through the toning to see contact marks. So if you look, you can see the metal marks, the marks in the metal here on the cheek, the jawline, in front of the neck. So this has a lot of those little technical markers that are going to knock it down to just a 62, but overall kind of a fun coin. This was on the end of a roll, which is kind of sweet. It gives it a really nice look to it. $81S is, once again, you know, I'm a broken record on these guys, but you know, if all of my dollars could just kind of look like $81S's. There's some real blast white coins in here also. Super high luster, low contact, nice MS64. I'm going to put on my track shoes here and run through these a little bit. You know, maybe point out a few things as I see them. But all in all, you just can't go wrong for anyone who's putting together a typeset to just buy a nice MS64, high luster, high eye appeal Morgan dollar, and just lovely, lovely coins. So interestingly enough, like this coin I would rate lower than the previous coin. That's what I'm going to do with this group. I'm just going to run through them. You can play lower or higher. This one was also a 4. I would have put that lower than the previous coin. So grading within a grade set, this coin I would call higher than the previous coin. It does have like these really fine lines coming across the face there, but the fields I think are nice and open compared to the previous coin. And that means I'm wrong. This coin I would call nicer than the previous coin. And once again, I'm not talking about what they graded. I'm just saying, just looking at the surface quality of the coin overall, you know, really I want to see contact marks or no contact marks. Almost all these coins have the same attractive luster. 64. This is, I think, probably the closest to one that I think I'd call a 65, just looking at the overall surface quality of the coin compared to the other ones. But that's a real nice coin there. The previous coin I think was nicer than this coin. What I'm seeing, so I'm going rapid fire here. See how fast your eye picks up on little things as we turn the coin. But what I'm seeing is all these little contact marks in here. They called this one a 4 also. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with coins looking different and having the same grade. I didn't look at the back of that coin. Are there 2 sides to a coin? There's actually 3 sides to a coin, folks. Don't forget about the rim. Lower grade than the previous. You see a lot of little scuffiness up in this part of the coin. Smaller marks in here. Reverse of the coin, pretty nice. Couple little contact marks in the open fields here and here. 63 on that. That was, in case I didn't say it out loud, I thought it was definitely lower than the previous coin. This coin I would call probably a similar grade to the previous one, and only because, you know, the contacts up in here you can see pretty easily. And once again, there's not a lot of going on these coins. They're actually all pretty nice. And I will say that, you know, 81Ss are almost always very conservatively graded. Just because there's so many of them out there. So some of the things that people can debate is like, so when you start to see like fingerprints on coins, what do you do with that? Some of the coins have toning over the fingerprint, or the fingerprint is toned into the coin. This I would say is nicer than the previous 2 coins. Reverse is really nice on that coin. 63. See, that seems pretty conservative to me. I would have put that probably in the 4 camp. And I actually like the previous coin better than this one. Once again, I'm picking up on, oftentimes you see the open field the most, but the cheek is the thing that people see most frequently on these. But once again, just a lot of little scuffiness coming through here. I liked the previous coin better. This one they called a 4, that one they called a 3. You know, so you get a little bit back and forth on these. This coin I like. Can I punt? Similar? And no, this coin I would definitely call a grade lower than the other coin. You can start to pick up the contacts back here. It actually has some marking through here and a little bit on the cheek there that's distracting. 63. This is the most 63 of the 63 so far. If that's a thing. I like this coin better than the previous coin. Super bright, clean fields around the back. You have some marks here. They're probably going to call this a 3. Yeah, they called this a 3 also. Once again, the reverse is perfect. No, I'm just kidding. You know, but those reverse on these coins are just so stunning. But once again, I do consider that to be somewhat conservative as a 3, but it's a lovely coin. I've got a few more Morgans to go through, and I got some bonus coins, including a little Crackout at the end here, where we have fun. We have fun. That's what we do here. This one actually similar to the last. If the last is a 63, I'd call this a 63 also. Fun little piece of toning there on the edge, right side of the coin. 63 also, lots of little contact marks throughout, but not a bad looking coin. All right, this is where we get to have fun because you know, this coin is nicer. I'd grade it nicer, but also they called it a 65. So, which really kind of sets your bar for some of the other coins that you've looked at. If this one's going to be a 5, it has to be nicer than all of the other ones that they called 4. And overall, you know, one of the things that's going on with these coins is I didn't dip any of them, and you can tell because you start to see just touches of haze at different angles that are just kind of light little bit of haze on them. And the haze sometimes tricks your eye into thinking you're seeing something, right? So you see a little haze here, but those aren't really anything more than haze on the coin. Different areas here, like all this little bit of stuff, you get a little bit of haze. But overall, the fields are really very clean on that guy. Oh, dang, I forgot about this guy. Okay, let's have some fun now. So I had a group of these, and I'm just so, I don't know, risk averse is probably the wrong way to put it, but I only sent one in because I thought they're just going to call these artificial toning or questionable color. Welcome to the group. For those of you who don't know, we have some support group areas around here. One's called questionable color. And I thought for sure they're just going to call this QC. They straight graded it, my friends, and this will go just probably on eBay as an auction. But now I got to find the other ones and get them certified. And then all y'all who follow regularly, you can laugh when the other ones come back QC, and this one came back straight graded. That coin is super fun. All right, we're almost to the Crackout. I've got a couple more proof coins, including a variety. What's going on with this 1951? We just sent this in because it was lovely. Lovely. I don't think it came back the grade we needed it to, because undoubtedly, you know, when you grade quarters, whatever grade you think it is, drop it a grade. The thing about this coin here is the surfaces are really stunning. I'm guessing that there's just that, see that little mark on the cheek? I'm guessing that stops this from being at least a 7. But the fields are what you want the fields to look like, where it looks like you're seeing the Spider-Man, you know, the shirt logo thing there, that like all those little things. That is just super cool, super pretty coin, and super fresh looking. If you sometimes you hear dealers call something fresh, they're usually referring to the fact that the coin has a very original look to it. It doesn't look like it's been played with. But I'd prefer them to also not be hazy when possible, which is a tough combination because most coins with haze on them, people end up dipping them or doing something to get them cleaned up. Just a pretty coin on that guy. I think that one's ours, so that one will be for sale. A couple of different varieties. This one you're all going to hate me on because it's hard to see. This is the double die obverse and proof 63 FS 101. And so there's actually some of the doubling. We're going straight in here to the 5 and the 3 especially. And if you look on, let's see if we can get this here, the left side of the 5, you can see a little bit of the knob action. If you know, I've got a video out on how to tell doubling, but on these minor ones, it's really hard to tell. But they're out there, but there's actually extra lineage. If you look at the top bar of the 5, which is now on the left side of the 5, you can actually kind of see that line that goes there. A little bit of a hook on the 3 also. Very minor, very hard to see. Once again, on this, at this angle on the N, if you look through the crossbar of the N, you can kind of see a line that goes through. But tough to see. But I'm going to show you now one of my favorite coins that you can cherry pick. The so-called Superbird, named after Superman because there is an S on his chest. And once you get the coin at the right angle in the light, he says with such confidence, as though he'll be able to show it easily. the S on his chest. Some days. Let's grab the Superman S on his chest. I'm trying to get the angle right so that you can see it really easily. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can do this here. Just figured out what angle that I want. There's actually an S that pops up dead center on his chest. On that center. I got my light over here is getting me all whacked out. When I took it out from underneath the light, I could actually see it pretty clearly. I love it when my camera makes me out to be a liar. For those of you who think I'm just crazy, you know, welcome to the club. But also, so the S is the funny thing is from here I can almost see it. It's like it's right here on the coin. But whenever I zoom in, I'm just not getting it. Oh, here's an idea, Ben. Why don't you grab the book? Because, you know, you have the book right here. Smart. Okay. So in fairness, the S is quite faint. It is not super strong and thick, but it is very there once you get used to seeing it. Once you see it, you can see it. So I know you're hoping to see like the whole huge Superman S, and because I kind of played it up wrong, but anyways, forgive me. All right, next up, 1948 S quarter, which we cracked out because MS66. Because I guess I should have shown you the coin first. Because, you know, it says MS66, and if you look at this coin, you know, are you looking at a coin here that you would call mint state or proof? And so not only myself, but myself and the engineer, who we never get along and we never agree on anything, both agree all day long that if it has an S mint mark, it's not a proof, but that this coin is definitely PL. Definitely PL. So we said, you know what, NGC, that's enough out of you. Let's send it to PCGS and get the proper grade. So not only did we not get the PL, we downgraded. So welcome to the club, my friends. Have a good time. Thanks so much for watching. Leave your comments, reactions, whatever you got for us. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.